processor. Yeah. In this lecture, we are going to start the sequential logic design. That is the flip-flop and the sequential logic design. Now, the content under this unit are RS, JKD, and T flip-flop, registers, counter, mode counter, and truth tables and timing diagram of flip-flops and sequential logic circuit. First, we need to understand that what is the difference between the combinational circuit and the sequential circuit, right? The previous lecture we have completed the combinational circuit. Combinational circuit means what? It is just giving a out input. It process your input according to the logic and it gives the output, right? It is a combinational circuit. No need to take the uh, previous output as a input of next output, right? So it is just simple. Give the input, process that input, and then process the output according to the input logic, right? That's a combinational circuit. Now the sequential circuit is, it requires the memory storage element. Your input is depend upon the previous output and your logic is taking a input of your previous output. So to store the previous output, it needs a memory storage element. That's a difference between the combinational and logic circuit. In combinational circuit, you don't have to worried about the output of previous state. It is just taking a input, processing the data, processing the your logic, and it is giving the output as according to your logic. But in a sequential circuit, your input is a previous state of the output, so that previous state of the output need to stored into the memory. So in sequential logic circuit, it required a memory storage device. That's a difference, because this is a feedback system, right? Your output is again the input of your combinational logic circuit. So it is a combination of combinational logic plus memory element is equals to your sequential circuit, right? Now, we'll see the difference between the combinational circuit and the sequential circuit. In combinational circuit, outputs depend only on the present input, right? And here in a sequential circuit, your output depends on both your present inputs as well as the present state, means your previous output, right? The feedback path is not present in a combinational circuit, whereas in a sequential circuit there is a feedback path is present, right? So in a combinational circuit, no memory elements are required. In sequential circuit, your memory elements are required. In combinational, clock signals is not required, right? In sequential circuit, combinational signals are required, right? In combinational circuit, easy to design. It is very easy to design because no need to storage device and no need to connect the feedback and all. But whereas the sequential circuit, it is difficult to design. So this is the basic difference between combinational circuit and the sequential circuit, right? Till now we have seen the combinational circuit, right? Adder, subtractor, comparators, code conversions, all these are the combinational circuit, right? Now we are going to see the sequential circuit, right? Now, the types of sequential circuit. There are two types of a sequential circuit. One is asynchronous sequential circuit, right? The one is what? Asynchronous sequential circuit. In asynchronous sequential circuit, there is a different clock pulse, right? First, we need to understand the clock pulse, right? So, it is a different clock pulse. Now, the example of sequential clock circuit or asynchronous sequential clock circuit is latches and time delay. Time delay is also the different clock frequency or a different clock pulse. Second type of sequential circuit is synchronous sequential circuit, right? The sequential circuit is synchronous, is run with a similar clock pulse. It won't change the frequency of clock pulse or time of clock pulse. It is a constant throughout the your circuit is there working. So it is a synchronous sequential circuit. It works with the same clock frequency or same clock pulse. It is the example is fifth law, right? So latches is asynchronous sequential circuit and flip-flops are the sequential synchronous circuit, right? Asynchronous sequential circuits are latches and synchronous sequential circuits are flip-flop, right? Now we'll see what is the latches and the flip-flop, right? The basic difference we have understood that in latches there is a different clock frequency, there is a absence of clock also, but in a flip-flop there is a same clock frequency, right? So the basic storage elements are latches and flip-flop. This latches and flip-flop, it stored 1 bit of memory cell, right? 1 bit of memory cell is stored into the flip-flop or latches. So it is a basic element are latches. Basic storage elements are latches and flip-flop. Both of these stored the 1 bit of information. How much bit is? One flip-flop is stored 1 bit of information, one latches are stored 1 bit of information. Still there is a difference between them. Both are having the difference. Latches checks continuously the input and accordingly keep on changing the output, right? Whereas flip-flop is a combination of latches and the clock signal and changes the output according to the clock signal, right? In latches, it will check continuously the input, right? And it changes according to the output in latches. Whereas into the flip-flop is the combination of latches plus clock signal. So in flip-flop, the clock signals are there, and your output of flip-flop will change according to the clock pulse, not continuously keep on change of your input signals, right? That's the difference between the latches and flip-flop. Now we'll see what is the difference between the flip-flop and latches. Flip-flop is a bistable device. It has two stable states that are present 0 and 1, right? This flip-flop is a two state. We are going to see how it is described that the two stages devices, right? It present 0 and latches is also the bistable devices whose stages are also represent 0 and 1, right? Both the same thing. This is also the bistable devices. This is also the bistable devices. It has two stable state and that present the 0 and 1, right? Second point is that it checks the input but changes the output only at the time defined by the clock signal or any other control signal, right? Whenever in between, if you send the input but the clock pulse is not there completed, so your output will not change. So it will wait for your to complete the clock cycle, your flip-flop output, right? It check the input but changes the output only at the time defined by the clock signal or any other control signal. Whereas in latches, it checks the input continuously and respond according to the changes of the input, right? Whenever your input it changes, so immediately your output will change into the latch. But whereas in clock cycles, in flip-flop, if your input is changes, so let that clock pulse is finished, let the clock pulse trigger to the circuit, and then according to the clock pulse your input will take, and then according to the input your output will change, not the immediate, right? So it is the, in flip-flop it is the edge trigger device. Edge trigger device means it is a clock pulse, right? So your clock is are in this way. So this is, your clock is rising to the up, that is called the edge trigger. And the, your, it is a level trigger device. Your latches are the level trigger devices. Gates like NOR, NOT, NAND, and NAND are building blocks of the flip-flop. These gates are used to build the flip-flop. These are made up of gates also, right? They are classified into the asynchronous and synchronous, right? Just now we have seen the flip-flops are two types. So that is asynchronous and synchronous. Asynchronous means your time clock pulse is different. Synchronous, your clock pulse are the same, right? There is no such classifications in latches. Latches doesn't have any classification, right? It forms a building block of many sequential circuits like counter and all. So by using a flip-flop, we can design a counter, we can design a register, that is we are going to use in memories in a microprocessor or a digital system. So by using all this, we can use applications. We can build the application like a counter, registers, and so on application into the digital system. These can be used designed for a sequential circuit, but all are not general perfect perform, right? Preferred. A flip-flop always have clock signal. Latches does not have the clock signal as we have seen. Flip-flop cannot be built from the latches, but latches can build from the gates, right? For example, D flip-flop, JK flip-flop is there. Here, the SR latches, D latches. That is there, the D latches and SR latches. Here is also SR flip-flop, D flip-flop. They are given the name. So this is the difference between the flip-flop and latches. Now, how we will design a latches, we'll see. This is one bit of memory cell latch, right? One bit of memory cell is also called as the basic bistable element, right? It is a basic bistable element. It has two cross-coupled inverter, two input, that is Q and Q dash. So two output, that is Q and Q dash. It is called as bistable, as a basic stable element circuit has two stable state, logic 0 and logic 1, right? So this is very simple latch are there. So this output is connected as an input of this inverter. This output is connected as a input of your first inverter, right? But your stable state is condition, if your Q is 0, so Q complement must be 1. How it is we will see, we will prove that, right? A is a input when A is equals to 0, right? A is equals to 0. So if A is equals to 0, so A complement is equals to 1. So here it will be a 1, A complement. A complement is 1 means Q is equals to 1. Clear? If Q is equals to 1, so it comes 1 here, B input is 1. Now here is a inverter, B complement is 0, right? So the Q complement is equals to 0. Again it goes to the 0. Again it's 1. If 1 will come here, 0. So it is a stable state. It gives the output when A is equals to 0. It gives the output Q is equals to 1 and Q complement is equals to 0. It is a stable, throughout stable. It will not change the output of Q and Q complement, right? It will be remain Q is equals to 1 and q complement is equals to 0. So that is called as the stable state, right? It won't change. Now second example, if we take that, when a is equals to 1, right? Your first example is when a is equals to 0. So your stable state is q is equals to 1 and q complement is equals to 0, right? Now the second stage is that when a is equals to 1, suppose a is equals to 1, so a complement is equals to 0 because this is the NOT gate. If you are giving a 1, you will get the 0. So q is equals to 0. You are giving here a 0 as the input of second NOT gate. B, so now B complement is equals to 1. So again it goes to the A is equals to 1, right? So when A is equals to 0, Q is equals to, when A is equals to 1, Q is equals to 0 and Q complement is equals to 1, it will remain till the A is equals to 1. If you are not changing a value of a, so it will be a stable state that q is equals to 0 and q complement is equals to 1. So that is called the stable, basic stable element, right? So this is your basic latch, right?